don't remember peace. I don't remember, I remember being in a state of needing forgiveness and mercy and grace at all times. You were never like living in a moment of rapture ready. The only times you got to do that was like right when you prayed through and right before you left the church house. I remember holding on to the door frame at the church and asking God, please just take me right now. I've got a chance of making it if you take me right now. And God don't help. You beg for help to take those desires, take those things away. And that help never comes unless you just lay across an altar and you just never leave. 22 is when I had my first relationship with a girl. She was a trumpet player, I was the bass player, and her husband was an usher. That did not go over well for many reasons. And even then, I was like, I wasn't gay. I thought I just loved her. I didn't look at other women, no, because I was totally in love with her. I didn't, nobody else existed but her. And she wasn't gay. She had a husband and 2 children and was, raised in church. You can't be gay. And it was a struggle. We would be together, then we would say we weren't going to see each other. But when you're in love with somebody, you just can't stay away from them. And I remember just begging God, please, I know this is a sin, stop, I don't want to do this. I want to be right with you. And I'd tell her she was trying to send me to hell and I was trying to send her to hell. I mean, just the torment, the utter torment. And second girl happens. But even then, 2 girls down, I'm still not convinced I'm gay. I'm sinning, and it didn't even dawn on me that I didn't look at guys. I was so sheltered and so naive. My mom introduced me to a guy, a preacher. And I thought, well, I was 400 pounds of self-loathing, unhappiness. Might as well, go with ugly God just to be saved. So we connected and, fell in something. I just wanted to be saved. And I thought if this is how I got to do it, I was willing to do it. That's how bad I wanted to be saved. I was willing to marry an ugly man for Jesus. He knew about my homosexuality, and he had forgiven me because, I needed his forgiveness. So 2 weeks before the wedding, we are fooling around, but we can't have sex because, that's not right for Jesus. We're fooling around, and, well, he shows me his stuff, and I'm like, oh no, this ain't happening. And I'm like, I got physically sick. And I tell that because the sign for me, I didn't even realize. I was a nurse. I had seen those things before. But in that context, that didn't work for me. And my body, my face drained of all color. My freckles were gone. I got nauseated. And it didn't dawn on me until years later. That was my body saying that's not natural for you. Is kind of what I figure out now. Is the reason I had that response was because that is not natural for me. And I just realized I can't marry him. But I didn't understand that it was because I was gay. I was just like, that made me sick, and who wants that? I didn't put it together. Girl number 2 decides that, since we're living together, she's going to start seeing a guy from the church to make it not look so suspicious because we really wanted to be saved. It was not our ambition to go to hell. We did not want to continue. We never called ourselves girlfriends because we knew that according to our plan, our salvation, that was not an option. She started dating a guy, and I got incredibly jealous. Like, I've never felt anything like that before. And it was so overwhelming. I could have hurt somebody, and it was weird. And I'm like, I didn't understand. I was just in love with somebody, and her dating somebody it didn't feel right because it shouldn't have. But I was trying to do the opposite. She was not supposed to be my person, and I wasn't supposed to love her like that. And I was supposed to be able to let her, and it was freaking me out. And I got angry, spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of it, just miserable. That's when third girl comes into the picture. I had been working as a nurse, and there was this other nurse, and I thought she's really cute, and I'd always run by just to get a good glimpse at her, and she'd never pay me any mind, but she's so cute. And she was so gay looking, and I thought it was so cute, and I just wanted to be her, and then I wanted to do her, but she would never have anything to do with me. I was unhealthy looking, and I was very judgmental. I looked the part of the Pentecostal, and I played the part of the Pentecostal. I told you were going to hell if you had short hair. I told you were going to hell if you wore pants, and I believed it so much that I was tormented by it. So ends up, the girl works we work for 2 different companies, and we both work at the same 2 different companies. And one of the companies did a yearly convention in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We go to this conference, and she talks to me. She sees me. I've lost all this weight. I'm looking good. And she's like, hey, you want to run over to the liquor store with me? And I'm like, you just ask a Pentecostal to go to the liquor store with you? Sure, I'll go. Because, we can't go to the liquor store in a skirt. That would be horrible. So I was so excited she talked to me, and I was like, she was so cute. I just wanted to be in her presence because she was a real gay. She was like out and open, and I was like, oh, I want to be with a real gay. So ended up, we spent the evening hanging out and just had a lot of fun. And we were at the conference, and she's like, hey, do you want to go up to my room and get a shot of tequila? Well, I'm like, yeah. So we went up to her room, and I remember she had a shot glass, and she poured it, and then she drank some out of it, and she handed it to me, the same glass that she had her mouth on. Oh, I can still think about it now. It gets me excited. And I remember, I'm thinking, oh goodness, maybe. And the rest of that evening, getting to hang out with her, and then ended up staying with her that night. We sat up and talked all night long. And she stayed on, because I'm not gay, so I stayed on my side of the bed, and she stayed on her side of the bed. It was a big king size bed, I'll never forget it. And she was like on the edge of her bed. Now, I was still in my skirt, and I was on the far other edge of the bed. And it was all night. We'd sit there and we'd talk, and she was telling me a little bit about her story. And my body, everything, it was just, I was so I couldn't stand myself. I'm like, oh, I just wanted to have my hands on her, but I didn't know, I didn't know what you do. So ended up, I found out what you do. And that's when I kind of thought, oh, I think I'm gay. So I was 3 women deep before I realized that I was on a team and we had a flag.